Testing. 1, 2. Testing. All rise. All rise. Order, Madam Speaker.
There will now be an opportunity for silent prayer or meditation. Please be seated. Honorable members, we welcome the Premier, members of the Executive Committee, the Chief Whip, the honorable members and all political parties present here today. And I see we do have a few guests in the gallery, as well as those obviously in HODs. Very few, I see only from OTP and from from Health that is here. So, but today, before we start anything, we commence the business of the day. We will just take a few minutes to conduct a swearing-in process of the new members of the legislature who will be joining this House from the EFF and the Freedom Front Plus. My apologies, honorable members. I do have a scratchiness in the voice. Honorable members will be aware that Honorable Theo Kutsia, who was representing the Freedom Front Plus, passed away in January 2023 and ceased to be a member. Accordingly, there's a vacancy which must be filled by the Freedom Front Plus and has nominated Mr. Jacobus Petrus Burger to fill the vacancy. Similarly, Mr. Tetiana and Mr. Maketa, who were representing the EFF, have resigned from the legislature in January and February, respectively. And accordingly, there are vacancies which must be filled, and the EFF has nominated Mr. Zilindile Vena, their party leader, and Mr. Simtembile Madikizela to fill the vacancies. Therefore, we will first start with this. It is not a long process, but we deem to rather do it in this fashion because there were some members who were supporting the members to be sworn in who could not make the 8:30. I will now call on the leaders of the party and the whip to introduce the new members, starting with the Freedom Front Plus and followed by the EFF. I know for the Freedom Front Plus, I have Honorable Stevenson, who will be introducing the member. Over to you, Honorable Stevenson.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. I'm doing this in my capacity as Chief Whip of the Opposition, just so there's no... because I could see there was a bit of consternation on the other side of the House. It gives me pleasure to welcome Mr. Jaco Burger as the new Freedom Front member. He comes from Gqeberha, where he resides. His passions are around the environment. He's very keen on the green economy. He has worked as a horticulturist for some time and also as an environmental officer at Kruger. So it's with pleasure that I welcome him to the House. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Stevenson. We just heard that it is Honorable Stevenson's neighbor. I'm not sure. Can we just get from the EFF who will do the introduction of their two members? I was not given a name. Oh, Honorable Kotoi.
Thank you, Speaker, and greetings to the honorable members. Ndibulise ngokukhethekileyo abazawufundiswa namhlanje uKhomisa Vena Zilindile Vena, uKhomisa Simthembile Madikizela. Namhlanje amalungu azofundiswa kule ndlu yowiso-mthetho yase-Eastern Cape. nguzilindile Vena. Sibabiza Commissar ke thina ke ukubahlonipha, they are not Mr. And Commissar Madikizela. Kuzawufuneka uba sizifundise loo nto apha e-legislature. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you so much, Honorable Kotoy. Here we are only honorable members, even if you can have other connotations. Yes. Honorable members, I now call upon Mr. Burger, Mr. Vena, and Mr. Madikizela. Can you please just come to the front? Do they have that already? If you can just stand, can the table staff just, yes, some are not even starting off well. They will be starting with unfortunately, yes. Mr. Burger, Mr. Vena, and Mr. Madikizela, we will now proceed with the process of your swearing in. This process is a requirement in terms of Section 107 of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa, 1996, which provides that before members begin to perform their functions in the legislature, they must swear or affirm faithfulness to the Republic and obedience to the Constitution in accordance with Schedule 2. The oath or affirmation that you will make today is prescribed in Schedule 2 of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa, 1996. The oath is prepared in English, Afrikaans, isiXhosa, and Sesotho. You have a choice of making the oath in any of the above languages. You also have a choice whether to make an oath or an affirmation. The difference between an oath and an affirmation is that with an oath, you swear in the name of God, whereas with an affirmation, you simply affirm your faithfulness as prescribed in the Constitution. Mr. Burger, I now call on you to make the choice of either an oath or affirmation. An oath. Mr. Vena, I now call on you to make the choice, an oath or an affirmation. I can't hear you. Can you please speak up? I still can't hear you. You must switch your soft towards voice. Mr. Madikizela, I now call on you to make the choice, an oath or affirmation. Your oath in the language of your choice and then sign the oath certificates as assisted by the table staff, and you will follow in that order. You may proceed, Mr. Burger.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Ek, meneer Jacobus Petrus Burger, sweer en verklaar plechtig hiermee trouw aan die Republiek van Suid-Afrika en beloof plechtig om die grondwet en alle ander reg van die Republiek te eerbiedig, en ek onderneem om my werksaamhede as lid van die provinsiale wetgewer van die Oos-Kaap na die beste van my vermoë na te kom. So help my God.
Thank you, Mr. Burger. You are now sworn in and you are now an honorable member of the Eastern Cape Provincial Legislature. Over to you, Mr. Vena. You may now read your oath or affirmation in the language of your choice.
Umna Zilindile Vena, ndiyafunga ngokufezekileyo ukuba ndiyakuthembeka kwiRepublic yoMzantsi Afrika yaye ndiyakuthobela ndihloniphe ndize ndiwuxhase umgaqo-siseko nayo yonke eminye imithetho yeRepublic kwaye ndiyakuyifezekisa kangangoko ndinako imisebenzi yam njengelungu lendlu yowiso-mthetho yephondo leMpuma Koloni. Ndincede Thixo.
You are now sworn in as an honorable member of the Eastern Cape Provincial Legislature, Honorable Vena. Mr. Madikizela.
Mna Simthembile Madikizela ndiyafunga ngokufezekileyo ukuba ndiyakuthembeka kwiRepublic yoMzantsi Afrika yaye ndiyakuthobela ndihloniphe ndize ndiwuxhase umgaqo siseko nayo yonke eminye imithetho yeRepublic kwaye ndiyakuyifezekisa kangangoko ndinako imisebenzi yam njengelungu lendlu yowiso-mthetho yephondo leMpuma Koloni. Ndincede Thixo.
Thank you so much. Mr. Vena, you are now sworn in as an honorable member of the Eastern Cape Provincial Legislature, and hereafter you will refer to it, not Vena, Madikizela, you will be referred to as Honorable Madikizela. You will no more be Mr. In this house. Can we give them a round of applause, honorable members? I will now give the Chief Whip and the official opposition official opposition and then the Chief Whip of the Legislature 2 minutes each to say a few words just to welcome yourselves. I know I can see there's a few members, I would presume it's family, I'm not quite sure. Is there any family members of the members that are being sworn in? It must be Mrs. Berger there. Welcome, you are most welcome to have joined in this procession. It's actually very quick when you are doing it this way. Honorable Stevenson, over to you. I thought Honorable Banga would take the charge.
You said Chief Whip.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I want to welcome the commissars, to the honorable commissars. But welcoming you in this important house of the people of the Eastern Cape, I hope that as members would understand that our responsibility is bigger than the organizations that we represent, that we carry a huge responsibility to carry the aspiration of the majority of the people of the Eastern Cape. As the leader of the opposition, my responsibility is to make sure that I guide the opposition leadership to understand that this is a house of parliament, a house of the people of the Eastern Cape with rules and the decorum that needs to be respected in order for us to respect this house. Most of us, we do not understand that our presence here is not just merely as members of parliament, but we are the voice of the people who can't sit on their behalf in this house. We are selected as 60 to be the voice of the millions of the people of the Eastern Cape. Therefore, as we carry that responsibility, we must carry with respect. We will guide you as commissars to be honorable members. And for you to understand that the word honorable comes from the Westminster Parliament, to try and provide respect among members and the decorum between members of parliament. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Honorable Banga. I will now give over to the Chief Whip of the Legislature, Honorable Madikizela.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Greetings to you and the honorable members in the House. Honorable Speaker, ANC welcomes the swearing in of now new honorable members, and we take this very serious as the ANC. And we understand that on this journey, we are trying to create a non-racial, non-sexist, and democratic and united South Africa. We do so mindfully of the fact that while we are drawn from different political parties, however, once sworn in, we are instructed by the Constitution of the country to work individually and collectively for the best interest of the people of this province. Hence, we have to now become honorable members than just comrades and commissars. They are now not just fighters fronters, if you are called fronters, Yakobega, or Democrats, and loyal to their party.